inline 6 diesel. Yes, regular driving, so not shifting there. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today I'm taking you around this 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLC 450d. So the diesel, and this is a 3-liter turbocharged diesel. It is the biggest engine you can get in a GLC because the 43 AMG and the 63 AMG are 4-cylinder hybrids. So this is the only proper engine you can get, the 6-cylinder, and we don't get them in the Netherlands. I think this is the case with some other markets as well, like the UK. You just get a few petrol versions, hybrids, and then maybe 1 or 2 diesels, but this 450d is the sweet spot of the range, if you ask me. I think it looks the best. It drives so nice. It's such a nice car to drive, and I think it looks spectacular. So today I'm going to show you around it. I'll show you the spec, I'll show you the exterior, interior, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. So let's have a look at the spec and at the design, because I think this is so good looking. The fact that you have a non-AMG line GLC means that you get some more like off-road SUV inspired styling at the front, with this grille with the Mercedes stars, and then this chrome trim with those inlets, and then a little chrome trim down there as well. I think this is super handsome, combined with the new headlights, which are also very nice. Yeah, I think this is a very good front end. Love those lines on the bonnet as well. I think this is a handsome car. I really do. I like it much more as a regular spec like this. This is the way I would spec a GLC. Just a nice dark gray paint as well, and then combine that with all the chrome and aluminium trim you can get. Super nice. So wheels and tires, brakes, we've got these Continental Eco Contact 6Q tires. These are 255s at the front. This is a 20-inch wheel. Behind that we've got little perforated brake discs, and we've got, as an option on this particular car, which is for sale by the way, forgot about that, at Thijs Timmermans. We took it there this morning, and he said you have to drive it because it is so nice to drive. It's a proper 6-cylinder, so even though it's not available in the Netherlands, you cannot order this at the dealership of Mercedes-Benz. You can get it at Thijs Timmermans. This particular one is really nice, so check that out. Because as an option it also has air suspension, which is really good, so you have adaptive ride height, but also it is super comfortable in comfort mode, and when you switch to sport it just becomes a little bit more tight and low and just a little bit more firm, which is nice. A little bit of an off-road style side skirt there as well. As I said, we have the window surrounds in this aluminium trim, the roof rails as well. It's got privacy glass as well, and at the rear you've got some, well, decent space. This seat is a bit far forward, but you know, you have decent space. You can see how they've shaped the seats as well to give you more space in the rear for your knees, which is great. It also has the Burmester audio system. It's got this extended, like, more luxurious leather package with super nice cognac leather, and it's like extended to the top of the doors as well. You can see that on the top of the dash. I'll show you that in a minute. But this thing has been spec'd really well by, like, I don't know, a rich grandpa, right? I love that. At the rear we've got a dual exhaust, and then some chrome trim, but the exhaust is actually right there. So we do actually have a dual exit, but it's just on one side underneath because it's a diesel. Electric tailgate and a proper boot as well. It's very spacious. With this new GLC, compared to the previous one, they were actually able to get 70 liters of luggage space extra, which is very nice. So there we've got the engine, 3-liter turbocharged inline 6 diesel. Yes, diesel. I love diesels. I think they are just so nice to drive, especially as a daily, but also, you know, if you drive a lot, obviously for fuel economy reasons, but also just for comfort reasons. It's so nice, it's so comfy, it's so quiet. There are hardly any revs. You cannot even hear it starting up when you're inside. Yeah, this is a gem, this engine. It works so well. We also drove it in the S-Class last year, and we also really loved that car. And in this, I also feel like in this relatively small SUV with this inline-six diesel, it's a really good match because it's still SUV. I don't want it to be super sporty. I want it to be comfy. When I drive it, it feels like this is what this car is meant to have, this engine. So let's get in, where we also have these rubber floor mats, which I also really like. I need that for my car as well. When you go, you know, for a walk with the dog, I tend to ruin my floor mats very easily or quickly, and especially in fall and winter. So yeah, need those. Anyway, interior super nice. We've got a regular steering wheel, not, you know, with the big knobs there, just this. It is touch based, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but at least it's relatively simple. And then, as I said, you have that leather of the what is it, executive leather pack or something like that on the dash, which is nice. These awesome vents that have the magnetic click, which is still one of the most satisfactory things you can do in any car anywhere in the world. Just the feel and the sound of that click is brilliant. And we've got this bit right here. I don't think I've ever seen that. It's like a machined part for the window switches on the door handle. I like that. I think it looks cool. And then Burmester speakers, as I said, so you've got one there, there, there. It's a good system. So when we start it up, it does so very quickly and quietly because it also features 48-volt mild hybrid tech. So you have like a starter generator thing, which also means that it can switch off while coasting. And well, it's just a very quiet, nice diesel. Of course, you do hear that it's a diesel. But it still sounds nice. It still sounds like a 6-cylinder. And it also seems like they did do something to give it a bit more of a full-bodied sound. You can hear that has a bit of a deeper sound. So let's have a little drive. As I said, sport means that you lower the air suspension by quite a bit actually. And it is quite a big difference suspension wise when you know, just the feel of it. So ESP off, just so we don't have any interference, and then we can have this one for the power graph. And it just it works so well. It really does. And I actually quite like the sound of a diesel. I know that, you know, back in the day, like 10 years ago, everyone was always shitting on diesel sound, but I quite like it because it even sounds torquey and powerful. Speaking of that, I don't think I even mentioned the power figures for this engine. 367 horsepower with a little 23 horsepower boost from the mild hybrid system, and it's got 750 newton meters of torque, which, and get ready for this, is a full 250 newton meters more than you get in a GLC 450d. And that is also why 0 to 100, this thing does 4.7 seconds. I've been able to do 4.8, but 4.7 is definitely possible. And a GLC 450d, until recently, did 4.8, but they have done some sort of update and it now does 4.5 seconds. Probably because this thing was too quick after the introduction of the new engine. So with the previous one you had the 400d with 330 horsepower, but then they introduced this 450d with 367 and 750 newton meters, which is a lot. And that means that when you drive this car, I mean, when you drive it briskly, so you give it like half or 3/4 throttle, it just takes off, and in such a unique diesel way that, oh, I love it. Every time I drive a quick diesel, I'm just sold. I immediately want it because I feel like it's just so suitable for your daily driving. It's just so comfortable, and the effortlessness of that engine. It you know, you only do like 4,500 RPM, so it feels like it doesn't really have to work hard to get up to speed, especially when you consider, you know, regular driving. So not like what I'm doing right now in sport, but if you go back to comfort mode, so the air suspension raises, the 9-speed gearbox shifts up a few gears and becomes even more quiet and relaxing. But for the Autobahn we're going back to dynamic, of course, sport. Oh, I love that. It punches above its weight. That's the thing with big diesels, with like 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder diesels, because they have so much torque. Oh, we have a bit of space behind me now. Because they have so much torque, and with all these gearboxes that we have now, with a lot of gears, it's always, you know, in the right spot. And because the gears are relatively short, you just keep moving. It's so nice. Thank you. That's very kind. So, also high-speed cruising, of course, very suitable for that. Top speed 250 kilometers an hour, and it gets up there without too much trouble, as you can see. Shifting there at 254. I think this is the limit. So 100 to 200, I also measured that earlier, and I did 14.16. I did 2 runs, so maybe I could have done a bit quicker, but 14.2 is still really not bad, because as you can see in our list, at 13.7, so it's like a half a second away, is the GLC 43. So honestly, the benefits and the cool factor, you know, if you ask me, that you get with this 450d is definitely worth it, because you only sacrifice a little bit of performance. I mean, look at this. It is, honestly, this is perfect. It's super comfy, it's quiet. Let me switch back to comfort mode, so the dampers soften up and it just becomes this mega comfortable cruiser. It is a little bit more wobbly though, so again, the difference between comfort and sport is very noticeable. These guys are a bit too close together, so slow down for that. But the difference is very noticeable. So that air suspension is definitely an option worth having. This car also has the 4-wheel steering as an option, which is also nice. It gives it a little bit more of a dynamic feel and a little bit more of an agile feel as well. So this car really has been spec'd to the brim, as we're used to from Thijs Timmermans. So go check this car out. Honestly, if you're looking for an SUV, this is really nice. It really is. I maybe it's because I really love diesels, but I just think that this deserves a chance. It's incredible. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button in the middle. Check out this video, this playlist, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.